So I got these letters off by using a hair dryer to warm them up, and then I used a plastic razor blade to scrape and pull and scrape and pull. The letters came off. Not too bad. So this is the old flag holder. There was a light here. These are brackets that they use for the winch. These are just old holes that went to nothing. Had screws in them. Old holes with screws in them. Paint, glue that's left over. Anything that turns dark like that's glue. Silicone that I used. Not the right stuff to use. So I'm gonna do the goof off and then 220 sand to try to get all this crud off. So you can still see the Michigan, yeah, it is Michigan, I guess. It's Mississippi if it's a boat registration. You can still see it a little bit, but definitely better than that. But it's gonna take a long time. So over here on the end, it's a little better. They had a spot here that was repaired, but it's so thin here. I got this little spot right there that went down. I was thinking about just going a little rough or going faster. So this is a top coat paint from Lowe's. It's called Hatteras White. I just rolled a first coat on. It's full of bugs. I had to patch some holes. I'm gonna sand those. The epoxy took a long time to hard. I think it was wet, but there's a lot of little bugs. They landed in it when it was wet. So looks better than it did, especially with all the blue marks from where I was sanding through. It's got some waves in it, but I don't know what that's from. Probably because it's a 40-year-old boat. Anywho. Okay, so update. That last coat of paint on, I put on too thick. It said to put it on thin, didn't read the instructions. I got all these, they weren't runs, but they were like areas of buildup. It's a polyurethane, so apparently the skim coat dries, and if it's too thick, the stuff underneath doesn't dry. So I ended up basically having to sand it all off. And then I had these really low spots, so I put in some, that's just like Bondo, to try to raise those up. Got it sanded again. And I've actually ordered primer, which is supposed to fill in, you know, the small spots, but I got more sanding to do. I don't know if you can see here these kind of waves. So it's turned into a big project, and it's like body work, and I am not a body work person. But I also need to do something about this. These don't line up. So there's definitely going to be a part 2 to this video.